It's time to say goodbye to my M4, and that's because I'm about to take it to my local BMW dealership and leave it there. But don't worry, because we are getting another car to replace the M4, but more on that later. And we'll have a chat about why the M4 is actually going to my local BMW dealership. It's so cold outside today and I'm feeling a little bit rough. I think I'm getting a cold because my throat's all like swollen. But let's get in the M4, do a cold start, and I'll show you guys how it sounds. I think it's like 4 degrees outside. It is absolutely freezing. So let's do a cold start. This car actually starts up quite rough when it's cold, just because I've got cold start turned off, but hopefully it should be fine. You can see it's 5 degrees outside. Sounds beautiful. I do have a problem with this car right now though, and that's whenever I get inside it, it rattles a lot. The exhaust is hitting something. I think it's hitting the brace. The brace sits right under the car here, and I can literally feel vibrations under my seat whenever I'm driving or starting the car from cold. It's horrible. I'm gonna get in the car and see if I can show you guys, because it does it most times. It looks like it's not doing it. It's 8:15 in the morning right now, so let's just get going to my local BMW dealership and give this M4 to them. As I was about to just head off, you can hear it. Listen to this. It's just the sound of metal hitting against metal. Like, listen. It's so horrible. Like, the whole car vibrates. I need to get this sorted ASAP. And here we are. We're at the dealership now. We've got a lovely M5 right there and a few other cool cars, but I'm gonna go inside, chat to them, and then I'll show you what car I've got, and we'll talk a little bit about the situation that's going on with the car right now. What are we thinking about the new M5? I think this thing looks sick, and this colour is beautiful as well. I actually test drove this the other day, and they actually drive really nice. Look how sick it is. I'm gonna try to bring you along with me, but I get a little bit nervous vlogging in public, so we'll see what's going on. I've just come out of the dealership. I've spoken to everyone that I need to speak to, and it's time to say bye-bye to my M4. And you know, I was saying about how I'm getting another car. Well, this is the car right here, the 2024 G80 M3, and look how sick this thing is. Like I said, 2024, it's finished in Isle of Man green, and look at this interior as well. We've got white interior. White on green just slaps. It just works so well. I think this is actually unlocked. Oh no, it's not unlocked. I'll show you around inside the car in a minute. Right, I've got the keys to the car now, so let me show you inside. We've got the brand new iDrive screen, as obviously this is a 2024 car. And look at these seats. We've still got the stickers on the M3 badges. How many miles? Got 1,600 miles. That is crazy. This is practically a brand new car. From the front, this car is practically the same as the M4, but the only thing that's actually different is that it has 4 doors, and the rear of the car is actually a little bit different, and it's a lot more wider. Sales manager did say that these M3s actually drive completely different to the M4, so it's going to be interesting to see how this car feels and drives. A lot of you might be asking yourself, where is the M4 going? Well, I'm going to talk about that now. I've actually brought the car to my local dealership for it to get fixed because it's broken. No, the engine hasn't gone. Mechanically, the car is completely fine. But what's actually happened is that the stitching on the seat has started to fall apart, and obviously this car is 3 years old, so this is kind of abnormal. And obviously the more I sit in the car, the worse it's going to get. It started peeling right back down here, and it only started about here, so that's what's getting fixed. The car doesn't actually have any warranty. The warranty actually expired 2 months ago, but luckily BMW decided to fix this issue under goodwill, luckily, because if I had to fix and pay for it, it would have cost me a fortune. So yeah, like I said, my M4 is going to be here for a few days, and for the time being, I've got this 2024 G80 M3. So what I'm going to do now is go hand my keys over to the guys inside the dealership and take this M3 home. Okay, change of plans. This is the new car for 6 hours. The M3 actually has a puncher, so I can't have it yet. So what I'm gonna do is take this car home just to get me home, and then I'm gonna come back in about 6-7 hours, pick up the M3 because it has a massive bolt in the tire and it's not holding pressure, so I can't take that. But for a few hours, we've got the new M135i, and I've got to say it's very different to the previous the F generation. It's very different. I'm not sure if I like this over the M140i. You can see this again has a lot of M touches to it, although it's not an M car. So I've got the M135i, and it has a quad exhaust. Previous generation, the F series, never had a quad exhaust, but BMW have started implementing a lot of M touches on these newer cars. Like you see, it's got the quad exhaust. It's even got like the M mirrors. You can see the M mirrors here, but I've got to say it does, these touches do look good, but I don't know if I like this car over the F-Series M140i. I kind of prefer the M140 over this. This looks a little bit less meaner, and from the front, kind of looks like a bug. I don't know, but I'm gonna get in this car and just see how it drives, and in about, like I said, 6 or 7 hours, I'm gonna come pick up the green G80 M3 that I've shown you, and I'm gonna have that for another day or so. So let's get in this car and just see how it drives. Little bit unfortunate with what's happened to the M3, but I'm quite happy because I get to test drive 2 cars now. I get to test drive the M135i, see how it drives, and then later on I get to drive the G80 M3. Like I said, the sales manager did say to me that the G80s feel completely different to the M4, so it's going to be interesting to see how it feels. But it's also going to be interesting to see how this car feels. From the inside, this thing is actually really nice. Like, very nice steering wheel. Look at this iDrive as well. It's really nice. Got some M stitching, and like I said about the M touches, we've even got M on the actual seat, on the back of the seats, like how I have in my M4. It says M4, but here it just says M, which is weird. It's crazy. And even the seat belts, you got M stitching. It's a decent car. It's nice. Harman Kardon too. Right, let's get it started. Let's get this thing started. Okay. Very quiet, as you'd expect with a brand new BMW, unfortunately. I've said this before and I'll say it again, I hate not having like a gear shifter. I really don't. But yeah, this car is quite well spec'd. We've got the 360 cameras. Yeah, so let's head out this dealership and try and not hit any cars whilst we're at it, or people, because there's a car right behind me. Here's the M4. Let me say goodbye to it for a few days. I think 2 days. I think the car's going to be gone for 2 days. I've got to say, it feels really weird being in a really small car, because I'm used to, I had a 5 Series before, now I've got the M4, which is very big and chunky, and this car is tiny. I do have to say though, it feels really nice being in a brand new car, but I've got to go upstairs in my house and do some work, and then after I'm done, we're gonna go take this out on a test drive and just see how it feels. Right, boys and girls, I think it's time we take this M135 out on a test drive and just see how it drives. I've just brought it out to some nice back roads. The car is nice and warm. So let's get inside and go for a drive. Right, let's get in. This cabin, very nice. Lots of M touches, which I'm 50-50 on, because it kind of dilutes the M brand, but we won't go into that. Let's start the car. But overall, this cockpit is very, very nice. Cool. Let's go into my modes, put the car in sport. And when we put the car in sport, you can see the dash changes, the colors on the ambient light changes, I believe. Take over from here and manually shift. Let's go. Lots of fake sounds in the cabin, which is not an abnormal thing with a lot of brand new cars. Straight off the bat, you can tell that this car is very front wheel bias. You can feel the front slipping loads. So a lot of the power probably goes to the front wheels, which I don't like. BMW is known for their rear wheel drive cars. I mean, fair enough, if it's an X-Drive car, the power should be going mostly to the rear wheels. Let's say 60% rear wheel, 40% front. But this car feels very, very biased at the front. It's really strange. Yeah, very, very biased at the front. I don't like it. I really don't. Comparing it to the M140, it's a completely different car. And let's not forget that this is actually a 4-cylinder engine producing around 300 horsepower, and I think the 0 to 60 is around 4.9 seconds. So it is a bit of a downgrade when it comes to the engine on this car compared to the M140, which has the great B58 engine. Let's just go quick. It just doesn't feel, the car just doesn't feel as punchy. It's missing the B58. I think if this had the B58, it would have been nice. It would have been a lot better, but I don't know why BMW decided to put a 4-cylinder engine in this. Let's try this boost. On this paddle, it says boost. So if I hold it down for a little bit, you can see we've got a little indicator on the dash. I'm not sure what it does, but it says boost. Doesn't feel very boosted though, I've got to say. Don't get me wrong, for the right person, this is a great car. It's a really great car, but it's just not for me. Overall, it's a great designed car. It's got a really nice interior. But if you're looking for a really fast performance car, test drive this and just see what you think. That's all I'm gonna say. Just see what you think. Test drive it and see if you like it. And off we go back down to the BMW dealership. It's finally time to pick up the G80 M3. Got the key. It feels like I'm getting a new car, but Here it is. Here's the beautiful M3. Literally feels like a car collection day, although this car is only for a few days, but it's my car for a few days, so brand new car to me, you know? Oh, I love this interior. This white interior is so beautiful, and this iDrive screen is really nice. I've never really been the biggest fan of this screen because I feel like there's just too much going on, but at the same time, I do like it. The cabin feels very similar to my car, but let's get it started. Get a little cold start in. Obviously, it doesn't sound like my M4 because my M4 sounds beautiful with the Valvetronic exhaust. This is a stock exhaust, but still a really, really sick car. Need to get petrol though, because we've only got, if this focuses, we've only got 56 miles, so. And here we go. Only gonna put in like 25 quid because I'm not gonna be using the car very much. I don't know why it feels like this is my car, because it's not. It's like a nice feeling because it's such a brand new car. One day I'm gonna buy a brand new car, and mark my words, and then I get to spec it however I want. But yeah, for the time being, we got this to enjoy. Well, it's now the next day, and I'm kind of sitting here regretting my life choices. I feel like I should have gotten an M3 over an M4, but I'm not sure. It's practically the same car. The interior is pretty much the same. Obviously, we've got a new iDrive screen. This is slightly different, but the interior just feels a lot more spacious. Obviously, the M4 also has 4 doors. I don't actually need 4 doors in my life. 2 doors is fine. I feel like the M4 looks a lot sportier with 2 doors, but the rear end of this car, it just looks so good. I just feel like from this angle, the M3 looks so much better than the M4. Although the M4 looks a little bit more sportier because of the 2 doors. I don't know. I think I prefer the M3. I'm not sure. I really am. I'm really not sure. The plan now is to get this car warmed up, then I'm going to put the GoPro on and we're going to do a little test drive and just see how this car feels. Unfortunately, the GoPro just ran out of battery, so we're going to have to film the driving video on the main camera and just hope for the best. Hopefully it turns out okay. All those fake noises are crazy. I think this M3 actually has a little bit more horsepower than 510. I think these newer ones have like 520 something, although you can't really feel it, but oh man, such a fast car. For stock power, these cars are so quick. Obviously, compared to my 700 horsepower monster, this doesn't compare, but it still feels really good. And I feel like it's unfair to compare the M3 and the M4 because my M4 is fully tuned. It's got a brand new suspension setup. It's got a brand new Geo setup by Sambo's Tires, whereas this is just a stock M3. So it's not going to handle anywhere as good as my M4, but it just handles so well. The bit where I usually like to floor it, a car came, so that's a bit annoying, but it's cool. Oh, man. It just drives so well. It just drives so good. That's all I can say. This thing is just beautiful, and I really love this green color. It's like one of my favorite colors for the most recent M cars right now. This thing is beautiful. It'll be interesting to see, what do you guys prefer? Do you prefer the M3 or do you prefer the M4? Like I said earlier, I think I'm team M3. Although I've got an M4, from the rear, like the M3 just looks better. It does. M4 looks sportier, but the rear end of the M3 just looks so much nicer. Look how fat this looks from the back. Yeah, this is sick. I don't want to say it, but I kind of regret not getting an M3. The thing is, everyone has a G80, whereas not a lot of people have G82, so it's nice to be different. Hence why I got the M4. And the M4 was actually slightly cheaper, so that's another reason why I got it. But driving this kind of makes me regret getting the M4 over the M3. Drivability, the M4 drives a lot better because obviously I've done a few more mods to it to make it handle a little bit better. I don't know what else to say. It's a beautiful car. It's a beautiful car, and I think if I have a baby, I might even get the M3 and swap it out for the M4. That's the plan. But for now, the M4 is staying. The M4 isn't going anywhere, and I've got so many more plans for this car. Well, not for this car, but for the M4. We're getting a full carbon body kit, but more on that on another video. I'm gonna take the car home now and just wait for a call from my local BMW dealership to go pick up my M4. I'm actually really excited to get the car back, although I've not had it for like 2 days. But yeah, I'll see what they say. Maybe I'll pick it up tomorrow. I don't know. I'm gonna text them, see what they say, and potentially go and collect the M4 in a few hours. Well, BMW just called, so let's go and drop the M3 back off and pick up the beast. One last cold start for the M3. Oh, disappointing sound, but beautiful car. Oh, here's my boy. Here's my boy, looking all nice, all fixed up. For now, bye-bye M3. Ah, we got my boy back. Oh, and nice and fixed now too, sick. I'm not sure, but I think the whole seat is actually fresh. So like from up here, I think they changed the whole leather. Damn, that is sick. But yeah, as you can see, there's no more rip here. I'm so happy to be back in this car. Although the M3 was practically the same thing. This is my boy. This is my boy. All right, so let's get a cold start on the M4 and go home. Lovely. And just like that, guys, we've reached the end of the video. I just want to give a huge shout out to Group 1 BMW in Chelmsford for just sorting this whole issue out, going through the warranty and making everything as easy as possible. They gave me the M135, they gave me the M3, so it was a nice experience having the ability to drive 2 cars whilst this is getting fixed, so I'm really thankful for that. But yeah, a minor issue on the M4 was fixed. Hopefully in the future we won't get anything bigger than this, because I can't bother for it. But as usual, guys, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to hit the like button, comment and share it to your friends, because it helps me out a ton. I've also been uploading quite consistently on YouTube now, and I'm really enjoying the whole content creation on the YouTube side of things. It feels a lot more creative, a lot more chilled, a lot more natural, and I really enjoyed that. So a lot more content is going to be coming up. I have a lot of ideas planned, so make sure you subscribe and just keep up with the content. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.